This action is all about figuring out what pollutants are present in the runoff or drool coming from your home and your neighborhood. Up to this point, we've talked about what urban drool is. Remember, it's polluted water that flows down the storm drains and into the waterways during times when it's not raining. That's important, not raining. And we've also talked about the common sources of this urban drool: sprinkler overspray and car washing. But this week, you're not only going to be a detective, you're going to be a water quality expert. But how are you going to do that? First, let's learn a little bit more about the professionals in this line of work and how the pollutants impact the environment. You may not realize, but laws and rules are put in place by the federal government to protect water quality in all of the waterways in the United States. But that's not enough. State and local agencies are in charge of making sure that excess pollutants do not enter the waterways that are closest to where you live. This is a really tough job. Part of this work involves testing the pollutant levels in the waterways to see if there's anything dangerous. This means that professionals like scientists and engineers go out and take samples of water, and they can either test those samples using special equipment in the field, and they can test them right away, right when they collect it, or if they can't test it on the spot, they send them out to certified laboratories. This is where scientists conduct their specialized tests. This type of monitoring helps professionals figure out which pollutants are present at a harmful level in the waterways, which then helps them make decisions about how to reduce those pollutants and determine whether or not a body of water is safe for people to swim and fish in. Your job in this action is to monitor or do field testing on urban drool near your home and in your neighborhood, just like the professionals do. Before I send you out to do this very important job, let's talk a little bit about why pollutants are such a big problem. We've already identified fertilizers and soap as two of the main pollutants in our urban drool. The pollutant names for these substances are nitrates and phosphates, which are actually both nutrients. Nutrients to plants are kind of like vitamins are to people. They help plants grow and be healthy. This is actually a good thing. The problem is when there are too many nutrients present in the waterways. When this happens, algae begins to grow at a rapid rate and forms large growths called blooms. Some types of algae are toxic and have harmful effects to people who swim in the water, as well as wildlife. The algae can grow so rapidly that it turns into harmful algal blooms, also known as HAB for short. That's the abbreviation that the professionals use. And you should start to remember this term because you're becoming an expert, right? HABs are unhealthy for us or any animals that swim in it. When the algae starts to die and decay, oxygen in the water is taken up through the decomposition process. That means that less oxygen is available for fish and aquatic organisms, sometimes causing death. Sometimes they also call this zone a dead zone. This is a hard topic for a lot of people to understand. Many grown-ups don't even realize how this process works. But HABs are such a big concern that many agencies and citizen groups do regular monitoring of waterways to locate where these HABs are present to let people know when the water is not safe to swim. Do you think the nitrate and phosphate levels in your urban drool are causing HABs in your local water bodies? We are about to find out.